He
As soon
does.
as he put them on the mic, they get quiet.
Oh, oh yeah, and they're bad with it too. I'm like, yo, dude, really?
Hey, we live.
That's
Hey guys,
hilarious.
hey guys, welcome to the Gamers at Large, episode 93. We're just sitting here, basically having a parents at large meeting before we went live. So please
Yes.
ignore that.
Yeah, he's at large.
Yeah. Tonight we got Chef and Fox. How y'all doing, man?
What's going on? I am farming Lepix Moonstone in Xenoblade Chronicles X for some augments that I'm used to kill everything in the game on foot. But we'll talk about that later.
You are
And
really
I
trying
am
to kill.
fiending on this final, huh?
Nothing. Go.
And I'm fiending on my Final Fantasy Explorer, and I'm upgrading the heck out of my weapons, armors, and trying to get my full Sephiroth suit, which I think I'll pull off by tomorrow morning.
Hold on, you got a full Sephiroth suit?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII. You
Hmm.
gotta admit that it's kind
That
of
game,
badass.
yeah. That guy was cool. I was kind of an emo in that game, but yeah, that guy was cool. So, um, tonight, I guess we can start this off. I did read somewhere, and I think it was last week, that Nintendo of Japan had they're talking about moving ahead with the whole Universal Studios thing.
Yeah,
2020.
So is that coming stateside or what?
I
Because
would
they didn't
imagine
say
so.
in the article that I read. So
Yeah, I didn't see
It's
nothing
got to
that
be.
either.
It's got to be here though. Like the majority of retail and all kinds of profit it originates here, specifically in Florida. So I would.
Yeah, if you Universal Studios, there's no point to having it only in one location.
Yeah.
They should at least have it in the Florida location if they really want to make money. And if
this is
not,
true.
I will fly my butt to Japan.
I think a lot of people would do that just to make a point. But I just found that interesting because they did the whole thing with the the whole rumor about them getting movies and stuff because of Wreck-It Ralph 2 is supposed to have like a significant Mario sequence in it this time around, as opposed to just having Bowser in there.
Yeah, I heard that
Um,
a long time ago. Like I heard like they were literally starting on that right after the first one.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
that was like 2, 3 years ago.
the way they have to do those movies is going to take like 4 or 5 years to get done. So I wouldn't be surprised that movie probably not going to come out till like next year or 2018.
Yeah, and this isn't
I
gonna be
want to
like
see some
Bowser.
Metal Mario action.
But they're probably Nintendo's gonna want it to be perfect because
Yeah,
yeah, Bowser's one thing, but you talking about Mario, yeah, they're gonna
yeah.
want
The
everything,
mascot in there, yeah.
no flaws.
Which actually brings me to my next thing, because Kimishima has been adamant about expanding out, and I know we all talked about the whole and the different anime and movies and things of that nature, but uh, with I know we talked about the whole like Netflix thing, but if they started their own service, would that be a good thing or would that be a bad thing?
What kind of service are we talking about though? Video?
Like video, yeah, like video.
Well, they already tried on with the eShop thing.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like a dry run, I guess, and then you had Nintendo TV, but that was just not ready. I
Yeah,
think that deal with the wrong company.
yeah. So, well, that's the thing. Like, if they go back and do like a Netflix type of service though, and they have
Did
all
I
their
capture
own
Diablo? Sorry.
what?
It's a idle on a summon. I was supposed to mute the mic. You wasn't supposed to hear that. I'm playing the game right now. My bad.
It happens. It's okay.
And like that, I lost my train of thought. Killer Instinct 3,
Sorry.
anybody?
Yes, yes, I will be. I'm just trying to figure out what character I want to play with first because, like I said, Kim Woo is like really dangerous based on what I've seen from her since she has almost every character's attributes. Um, but then I saw some stuff with Tusk basically making projectiles irrelevant, Um, so I don't know. I'm kind of I
I
don't
want to
know.
see how they're gonna balance this all out with the other characters too, because I
The more I
if the
see
character's
Rash,
broken, they should at least make it difficult to execute the moves. Or sorry, go ahead.
I said the more I see Rash, I get kind of interested too. So it's just I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Wait, Rash as in Battletoads Rash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in there.
I know he's in there, but he's actually looking like he's okay.
yeah. Have you seen some of the latest matches with him?
Yeah,
No, I haven't actually.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go check it out now. Hmm?
He's got a couple of anti projectile moves, and he has a throw that basically he can use as an ender or in the middle of any combo. Um, Kind of like how you know how Ken in Street Fighter Five can just take off running whenever he wants.
Yeah.
You can do this grab with Rash and pick the enemy up, and just carry him wherever you want to on the screen.
Oh
And
wow.
you can do corner traps like that too if you want to. So if you do a combo in the middle of the screen or whatever, you can pick them up, carry them to the edge of the screen, throw them, and then you can do an air juggle before it hits the ground if you want to. So it can get kind of interesting. I just don't know. There's so many questions. I don't know. I feel like the only way to find out is to get the controller in my hand. So
Pretty
Um,
much.
I
Now
will say
I
this
got
though.
question marks and curiosity now.
I will say this though. I'm actually looking forward to Arbiter.
yeah, I was looking at his stuff too. I was trying to see what
Arbiter looks like he got some trio combos.
He was a surprise to me. I didn't realize it was actually worth playing. I was looking up some of his videos the other day, actually.
Yeah, because I think Maximilian Dude has some on his channel, and
That's exactly
somebody
where I saw
else
most of it.
somebody else has some stuff on their channel with because the new season starts March 29th. So I know people are getting ready. So they're actually you'll start to see more and more vids. Now they did make there was a article that came out this week, this past week, saying that there's supposedly a Gears of War character going to show up in KI
that'll be
season
cool.
3. But they didn't say well they wouldn't give us the article I read did not give us specific. I don't know if there's another article that does. I'm trying to find it now, but like always, I can't find what I'm looking for when I need to find it.
You'll find it on another podcast.
Yeah, I'll find it when I'm in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
another podcast, and you'll be like, "Ain't this one?" In keeping with Xbox, how y'all feel about Lionhead Studios, man? My
Um,
heart hurt a little bit when I heard that.
so I'm not a big fan of the Fable franchise. I was more of a PC type of guy, but I'm more killed. It kills me more under the premise of what was supposed to happen, and the fact that we're basically making them a first party, and it
Yeah,
didn't. It just didn't. I don't understand it because you got you got Xbox president going out and basically saying, you know, that Nintendo was right all this time, and we need to focus on first party and blah 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 blah. And the first thing they
They
do
turn
is
around.
run into issues, yeah, with first party. And I understand that money is money, and you know, Big Daddy Nutella is trying to kill everything. But at the same point in time, like you got to stick up for something.
yeah,
And if from what I understand, you know, the majority of Lionhead Studios projects are in the works for a very long time, even before they're announced most of the time. So like, how much time and work from I say what you will about people, you know, losing jobs and stuff like that. It's more like so much wasted talent and time. Because now, you know, where does that go as far as somebody's resume once they do want to go somewhere else and work somewhere else? Like
yeah.
that never came to fruition, so nobody can really see it unless they got some zip file somewhere that breaks NDA.
Yeah, which you know that NDA is gonna be in effect just in
Mhm.
case. Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft is holding on to that Fable IP. I'm pretty sure.
And probably force Rare to come up with a, I don't know, Avatar game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, to go
Oh
along with Young
God.
Conquer.
Yeah.
But that being said, I was they did show like something that was actually pretty cool. There was a I don't know if it was like a job fair or whatever you want to call it that was being headed up, and they were it looks like it's gonna be like if they are gonna be out of a job, it's not gonna be for long, basically.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying. I'm like, dude, yeah, because most of the Fable games, if I'm not mistaken, took like 5, 6 years to make anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
So if you are, you should know that going in. Now maybe what Phil should have did was like, look, y'all need to cut this down. Maybe
Hmm.
break it in half, and we can do like 2 parts and get part one out, get Fable Legends Part 1 out, and then work on Part 2. Maybe you should have did that because
That would
if
have made more sense to me.
because I wouldn't just sit up and like close that because Fable. I don't mind Fable. It's one of those games that I haven't played in a while, so I probably would be interested in and pick up anyway. But just off of that, I know they have like a fan base, and their fan base is actually pretty vocal. So
Very well.
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, guys, kind of like slap them in the face with that one because
It's about to
that
get
could have been
ugly. It's already
handled.
been ugly.
Yeah, that could have been handled like in a better way, in my opinion. Like at least breaking the game up, if it is indeed that big, and that if they got too ambitious for the britches, then look, just tell them, hey, look, cut the game in half. We'll do it like that, and then we'll see where we can go from there. But I'm starting to think like some of these games are the reason why a lot of these games are getting close because they're probably just too big and too ambitious for what they're trying to do, and it's taking way too long to create, in my
I,
opinion.
I definitely think that's the case. I think that I what probably needs to happen. I think with Lionhead going forward, I mean, whatever is what it's going to be called now, or once they get all their stuff together or whatever, once they reorganize. If they decide to continue doing the projects that they do, in my opinion, I think they need to make them for PC first.
Yeah.
That way there are no moving targets. You don't have to worry about resources not being there and stuff like that. And then you can worry about a not a console port, but a console version later. Because there's no point in porting a game like that. You're gonna have to make a separate version. So I would say go that way to me, because then all the resources will be out of the way as far as artwork and stuff like that. All that will already be done. You don't have to worry about placeholders here and all that other kind of stuff. Everything will work on the demo for PC. So I would do that, and that's what Microsoft's end state is anyway. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to make everything go Windows 10.
For that franchise only, for that studio and that franchise only, they kind of steer towards that type of market anyway. So I don't see why. To me, that's what they should have done.
Hmm.
Going forward, I want to say after Fable 2, that's the way they should have went. And I kind of want to say the same thing about Bethesda, man. They need to go back to focusing on that too, because it just seems to me that they create a PC game, but it's a PC game based on preliminary console specs, and then they try to shoehorn the rest of the game on there, and they have all these bugs. So if they just
Yeah.
had a hard target as PC, this graphics card or whatever, and then they create a specific console version and take advantage of the closed nature of the console. I think they'll make a much better games that way. The PC gamers will be happy, and the console gamers will be happy. I think.
Well, some of the console games would be happy. You know how that goes.
Yeah, they want the PC.
Yeah.
They want the PC experience without paying the PC price.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah, go figure. We did get an interesting little rumor yesterday. Apparently, Final Fantasy 15 is looking good, and apparently the rumor is it's going to launch the same day as Netflix's Luke Cage, September 30th.
Really?
Had to plug that, by the way.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Supposedly Final Fantasy 15 is ready to go, and they are getting ready for that launch. I'm guessing they're getting together their collector's editions. You know how Square Enix like to do it.
Get
So
all materials together.
yeah, so that's the rumor anyway. Hopefully it's true because I would actually like to play Final Fantasy 15. I love that episode Disc K demo they gave. I still play it now every now and
Same
then.
here.
I'm
Same
actually
here.
liking. I know some people do not like the fighting engine. I actually love it because I'm a fan of the action RPG genre anyway. So I don't mind it. And
So you said you tried it.
Well, you know my beef. The game itself is good. Everything is good. It's just as a Final Fantasy fan, I'm not pleased. But as an action RPG fan, let's do this.
yeah.
Got it. That's all.
It's an interesting way because basically this is what they did. They basically took Tetsuya Nomura's style, like because he does the whole action RPG thing now. He doesn't do turn based anymore. So like it's good. It's actually kind of like playing Kingdom Hearts a little bit.
Okay.
If I had to
Mm-hmm.
describe it a little bit, it's kind of like playing Kingdom Hearts. I mean, you have your move set, you do your moves, you have your summons and all that stuff that you know have to do it on the fly, but you still have to do the action requirements and all that stuff. So I mean, me personally, I like it for that,
My whole
but
thing
I
is,
know
if they're
some
gonna
people,
do it, just go all the way, man.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
it like this, because I'm playing an action RPG right now.
oh yeah, Final Fantasy Explorers, yeah,
Mm-hmm. I like this setup a lot, actually.
yeah,
The only thing is, 3DS isn't built for people with big hands like myself. It kind of cramps up after about 2 hours of play.
yeah, that's true. That is true. I can attest to that actually. So yeah, September 30th, people. At least that's the rumor. Hopefully, we'll probably find out something a little bit more
Hey,
concrete,
I'm down.
concrete in the coming
Hopefully it's
months.
true.
Yeah, because I'm expecting something at E3 this year for that, and for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm expecting something
I want
at
some more
E3.
Star Ocean.
Yeah,
I want a surprise Final Fantasy Tactics Revival.
Star Ocean.
yeah, that ain't happening.
I know.
That's probably not gonna happen.
The fandom for Tactics is huge, though. Pay
Yeah, it
attention,
is.
Square.
It's very huge. I didn't know it was that big, but yeah, Square don't care. Um,
Yeah, they don't.
they really don't care. That's like
Bastards.
asking Capcom to bring back Power Stone.
I know, right? Oh my.
That ain't gonna happen.
What is with these companies with brilliant IPs and they just like, we don't care.
Yeah, yeah, because I'll ask Capcom for like I don't know rival schools. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Rival schools,
Oh my
maybe
God.
maybe a decent Breath of Fire on console.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it wouldn't make money. I'm
Hell,
just saying.
they could even just be lazy and literally just make the first Breath of Fire all over again with today's graphics, and they would bank. Call it
Yeah, they would.
Anniversary Edition or something.
Yeah, call it the you gonna spend your money anyway edition.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it really is, anyways.
Yeah.
Gonna take it and you're gonna like it.
Basically. So, all right. I know we don't normally talk about this on Gamers at Large, but I got to get you guys' thought processes on this. I know. Did y'all ever watch that Street Fighter web series, Assassin's Fist?
I like it, to be honest with you.
Haven't seen it
Hadn't
yet.
hadn't seen it.
I like
Okay.
it.
Well, it was a fan made. It was a fan made project, and it was actually really, really good. It focused on the training of Ken and Ryu and the whole thing between Gotetsu, Goken, Goki, and all that. And it was
Mhm.
very well done. Well, next week on the 15th, the follow up comes out. Now
Mhm.
they got a trailer for it called Street Fighter
Damn it.
Resurrection, and that trailer looks boss. And what they did was they actually went and it looks like they took the costumes out of 5 because they show a sequence with a lady playing Laura who looks damn good.
I know, right?
They got
Not that I was watching the trailer multiple times or anything and pausing it.
I was the guy that's playing Ken. He actually looks like he stepped out of 5. He
Yeah,
honestly
the way they.
does.
Yep.
The way they did it, and the guy that's playing Ryu looks like he stepped out of the game as well. And they got a guy playing Nash. That
Yeah, that was interesting.
that was interesting because like he's doing the voiceover for the first trailer. He's doing the voiceover, and it's like, dude, it sounds like this might actually be good. My thing is, if a fan made thing can do this, why can't we get a decent one?
Because
That's
they don't,
my biggest problem.
when you get
Well,
people
I mean, look at the.
stuff like
Go
that,
ahead.
they don't have the background. They don't know exactly what they should be looking for. Like they
Mhm.
just know, hey, we can produce movies, or we can produce this, or we can produce that. When you, how can I say this?
It's a project of passion.
Yeah, 9 times out of
Projects of passion tend to come out better.
the people that you're gonna need to get in touch with to create a project of a scale like that, it they're gonna have the money and they're gonna have the equipment, they're gonna have the time and access to actors and stuff like that. But none of the actors, none of the producers, none of
Yeah,
the
but
Dolly
damn.
groups and nobody like that is gonna know exactly how this is supposed to look because they're not part of the intended audience.
Ah, okay.
So
So
that
basically, so basically, what you're saying, let Marvel and Disney handle it.
yeah,
Pretty
basically
much.
you got it.
I could have Ryan Reynolds handle it too.
Yeah, let that guy handle it. I just find it funny at this point because, like, dude, it actually looks good. In that first one, Assassin's Fist was off the chain.
I really enjoyed it.
It was done with
Although
straight
I
up.
haven't finished it, so no spoilers.
Oh, no,
I'm
I ain't gonna say
finishing this
nothing.
week.
I ain't gonna say nothing. They did it with complete and total respect to the actual series, unlike a certain movie named Street Fighter: Legend of Chun Li.
It honestly felt almost like I was watching the anime, just people come to life. Like I felt like it was like Street Fighter V done right. You remember
Yeah.
Street Fighter V?
Yeah, dude. I got it on DVD. That's one of my favorites.
I have it. I enjoyed it as a kid, but looking back, they kind of jacked it up.
They did, but it was still for the story they were telling. It actually was very well done.
Oh, it was really well done. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I've watched it dozens of times.
Yeah,
I
'cause,
could probably quote certain lines.
I'm not gonna lie and be like it was a spot on thing. No, it wasn't. They took some liberties in a couple of spots, but as far as the story they were telling, it actually did a
And I
very
love the intro.
yeah. Oh yeah, the
Damn,
was
intro stuck in my head.
yeah. And that being said, I've been on this whole virtual console kick lately.
Hmm.
Like Final Fight, Wild Gun.
Yes.
you
Oh,
know,
yes.
Ninja
That's what I
Gaiden
need to
3,
do.
Ancient Ship of Doom.
Nice.
Can I give people a piece of advice? If you're gonna play like the Ninja Gaiden game, the virtual console game, please use the Wii remote. Don't use the classic controller don't use the classic controller. Don't use the gamepad. Use the Wii remote. Turn sideways, please. Don't embarrass yourself like I did.
If it's an NES game, period, that's just
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's essentially a slightly weird shaped NES controller. So just pick up the remote, turn it sideways, and play the game.
Yeah, because y'all gonna see that vid because I'm gonna actually post that vid that I did with Wild Guns, not Wild Guns, Ninja Gaiden 3. I died so many times, but it was glorious. I had epic deaths.
I still gotta pick up Wild Guns, and I gotta pick up Bayou Billy, just because.
Oh yeah. And I had to read the manual on Wild Guns because I there were some things I forgot about that game.
I used to love that game.
Yeah,
That's the one with the 3 different type of cowboys, right? One's like a.
it's two.
I think
It's
it was 3.
Clint,
Is it 2?
It's two. It's Clint and the lady. I forgot who the lady name is. It's like it's one of those shooters.
Yeah, I know it's a shooter game. I'm
Gallery
just trying
shooters.
to. Yeah.
It was
I
like
remember that much. I'm just trying to remember what it looks like. I'm gonna have to.
yeah, because it's basically like
That's for Super Nintendo, right?
yeah, it was a Super Nintendo. It's kind of like
Okay.
Unforgiven with Unforgiven on acid because they bring in stuff that don't make no sense, like robots and futuristic stuff, but being pulled.
Okay. Yeah, I think I played that a lot as a kid. I just can't quite fully remember it, but I'm sure as soon as I see it, I'll recognize it.
Oh yeah.
So you said Wild Guns, and I'm like, is it Super Nintendo? Yep. Okay,
Yep,
I know.
Wild Guns. Which begs the obvious question: what the hell is the damn GameCube Virtual Console?
I know, right? Like, okay, wait, there's no more excuses, Nintendo. You got all the right stuff to do it.
There are a couple of games that I would actually enjoy playing. If we could like get that, and I wouldn't have
Or
a
you could
problem
just
paying
give us,
for
or
it.
you could just give us a HD remake every 6 months. I'll take that. But I'm only paying $45, $50 for it though.
Well, let me ask you this: like, if you had to get like an HD remake or something, what would? Because what I would want was be like Eternal Darkness. Because I would love to play that game again. Skies of Arcadia, and more than likely it would probably have to be a because we already got Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. It has to be Melee, Smash Brothers.
See, before Super Smash Bros. 4 came out, I would have been with you on that.
Hmm.
Now I don't really know how I feel. I mean, if they get it, I will lie, I probably will get it just
Hmm.
because I'm shameless. But for me, it'd be Rogue Squadron,
Yeah.
Wave Race,
Oh yeah.
and that's a tough third choice because there's so many I want to plug in there. I'll say Sunshine just to be lazy.
Okay, that is kind of lazy. Sunshine is kind of lazy. Oh, and I would say Beautiful Joe, but Capcom is
Oh my
Capcom.
God!
I
Sorry.
mean, the first two
Why'd you do
Beautiful
that
Joe
to me?
games.
You just broke my heart, dude.
Man, I broke my own heart when I thought about it. It's just one of those situations that it, it,
Well,
they
we
that
kind of got Beautiful Joe. It's called Wonderful 101.
yeah,
Pretty much.
kind of, but it ain't the same
I said
feeling though,
kind of.
man.
I know it's not the
It,
same.
And that
it ain't
was
the
the
s-
same team.
It was the same team, yeah. It was the same team, but it's just not the same feeling as going through movie cliches with a dinosaur that's out of with a dinosaur from with the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park that's out of work.
I'm sorry. I'm still smitten by the first game and the end boss saying, "Not the face, not the face."
That part was hilarious.
That was just awesome.
Yeah, that part was too funny. That part, the
You
Alistair,
bastards made me leave my territory. I'm so busy talking to you guys, I went the wrong way.
yeah, the Alistair the Blade Master sitting up reading the script halfway through the game, halfway through a boss fight.
Got to
He
do
pulled
it.
the script out. You know,
That is hilarious.
You're not supposed to work this way.
yeah. So I mean, that's what I would actually like something because that game wasn't long. You could beat that game in like what 10 hours, 10, 12 hours.
And
Depending.
you know what would also be good? Sonic Adventures 2. Done correctly. Done correctly.
Let me tell you, Sonic Adventure 2 was done correctly. I just, to me, here's the problem, right? Most people wanted Sonic Adventure to be literally just the Sonic and Shadow levels.
Yeah, that's basically what they
That-
wanted.
That's that's all they wanted. They didn't want, have to deal with Tails or Biggs the cat or Knuckles or any of that kind of craziness. So, and I actually didn't have a problem with any of the Knuckles stages, but to me, I felt that the very end of that game ended it the way it needed to. Like the last three levels of that game ended the exact way it needed to.
Yeah,
So
Oh, I got a question for you guys after this. Go ahead.
if they can go back to just that, being the way that it was, without anybody interfering per se, saying, "Oh well, we got to make sure it has this type of graphics engine so it appeals to this." Nah, it just make the game and then worry about all that after the fact once the game is done with.
yeah. I mean, and if you want to, you can just make it as a digital download. I'll get it that way. I don't really need a physical copy of that.
Exactly.
I
It's
mean, I
not like
really don't.
I just really feel that that game to me I think they were going in the right direction and they just completely changed it up. And I say what you will about Sonic Heroes, but yeah,
No, I mean, I
Sonic
actually enjoyed the
Heroes
game. I'm just
is
saying I want them to do a well done HD remake. Because we were
yeah,
talking about HD remakes from the GameCube.
that would be a good one. I think. I
I
think it
know
would.
I know one that would be one that I would like to see, but I know a lot of people hated the game at the time, but I pretty much enjoyed it. Star Fox Adventures on Dinosaur Planet.
Oh, of course, that game would be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. My only problem with that game was it wasn't enough flying sections in it. But other than that, I'm like, dude, that game was actually not bad. It really
And,
wasn't, and it was actually challenging too. It
well,
wasn't no quick game.
when you look at the ending though, I think that was on purpose
Yeah, yeah.
because of the way. Uh,
the way stuff went with Rare at the time.
I can't never hate Falco anymore after that game. I just can't. I can't. And then I played Command too, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Falco's
you
a cool
can't hate
guy.
Falco no more. Yeah,
Oh, he's a cool guy.
yeah. Falco is Falco, and he will always be Falco. So
Yeah.
that
Basically, let's put it this way. Um, Fox McCloud ain't all that.
no,
Put it that way.
no. And I
He's
don't know if
really
that was on purpose or what, but no, he really ain't. They pretty much like exposed some flaws with Fox.
that might have been because I guess just to be different since he is the mascot, if you will,
Yeah.
of that franchise more so than anybody else. So I don't know. I think to me, I think Pepe is legendary more than anything else. He's the one that's quoted the most.
Yeah, Pepe is, and people just don't like Slippy, so
Oh,
Yeah.
roll. Sorry.
yeah, they just want Slippy to die. So I mean, all that
We
whining.
hate on
Slippy
poor
doing.
Slippy. Just because he's pathetic doesn't mean he's that pathetic.
It's so funny though because Nintendo trolls you with that. They're like, you think Slippy's dead, and he's like, I'm back, guys.
Like, dang it,
Yeah,
I
I
thought you
know,
were
that was
dead.
beautiful. I love that.
Like, dang, I thought you were dead, and I won't have to deal with you no more. Oh well. That being said, of rumors of demise, uh, the Star Fox game, dude. We got when they showed the direct. I went back and watched like the trailer that they put out for it. Does Platinum have a thing with like overly large dragon enemies?
I think so. I think
Do they have to
It's
add like
Platinum.
that in every game?
they have to have really large dragon creatures and very nice looking water in every game. That's
Yeah.
it.
Like, well, okay, I don't get the. Yeah, because there's a I don't know what section they were playing, but in the trailer it looks like kind of looked like a mix between a dragon from Bayonetta 2 in Noaton and the dragon from Wonderful 101 except gray.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, all right, this is going to be interesting to see how this works with the whole dragon thing.
They like what they like. They
Yeah,
like what they like.
apparently.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Wonderful
And
101 was one of those games, man. God, man, that's going to be one of the games where just like Zack and Wiki and everything else, they're
Yep.
like, oh yeah, I bought that game, and Wii U is a great platform. Just like people,
Like, no, it wasn't, you bastard. You guys hated that
Hated,
system
yeah.
and you hated
Look,
that game and
people
being
are
fake
starting to
now.
forget about the Wii already, though. People are like, we were the only people that were talking about Miramasa and stuff like that. People are starting to make videos now. People are starting to go back and act like, oh well, I played the Wii and I played it like a hardcore gamer, and oh my god, I love
Oh,
No More Heroes.
Nah, I keep it
oh
real. I
God,
did
you know
not like
what?
the Wii at all. But there's a lot of great games on the Wii.
You know what, Shadow? I will attest to that because when I started playing, when I started putting up vids about Red Steel 2, and I showed like clips of I did some gameplay of No More Heroes 1 and 2. The comment section was like highly positive. They didn't know the game was on there. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
the game was on the Wii, dude. And I even did some gameplay of Conduit and Conduit 2.
yeah, they not ready.
Last generation, I was a Sony pony.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Nobody's perfect.
that's the thing. Like the one thing I will give like the Wii for that is like the first person shooter games on there. If you mastered like the Wii remote from Conduit and Conduit 2, when you went to Call of Duty 2 Black Ops on the Wii U, yeah, you were wrecking
You
shop.
yeah, you were ready to go because if not, you will find out pretty quickly that you were not ready to go.
Yeah, because
You
people on the
really-
Wii U are playing. They're not just playing with the. You can tell who's playing with the Pro Controller and who's playing with the Wii remote and Chuck.
Man, they're good enough to play zombies like that, and
Yeah.
that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because
So
you
it's
can
kinda like
never
cheating.
be you can't never be in a situation where you're not turning around looking. So they've got the quick look and all that stuff down pat.
Yep. That was just one of the things that I'm like, that would probably be cool if they actually would have, if Nintendo would have brought more stuff like that with the actual Wii remote and Chuck, because the Wii remote and Chuck is about as fast as point and click from a keyboard. I would say in some instances faster.
Yeah, I would say in some cases it's faster, depending, because you don't have to worry about. A lot of times you don't have to worry about, especially if you got your zoning right, you don't have to worry about losing it and rebalancing it. Whereas a mouse, it seems like you're always resetting it because you're either moving your arm too far or or something like that. So, oh man,
The goodness, man, the goodness.
yeah, it's just man, I'm so. It's just amazing to me how people tend to, in retrospect, everything's cool, but at the time you're such a hater. Like
Yeah.
I try to tell people that about the GameCube generation. Like the GameCube was not popular at all.
Mm-mm.
People call it the lunchbox. People like, oh, it's just for kids. Blah blah blah. I'm like, but it has every game the Xbox has. Why are you? The only thing
Oh,
is missing is Halo. I don't.
dude, I would tell you like, cause I was in college at the time when I had my GameCube. I had somebody tell me it was Kitty. I let them play Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Yeah, dude was scared.
Yeah, that ends that. That ends that.
That is that conversation right there.
Yep, that is.
When he
That,
thought his save was getting erased, you ought to saw how fast somebody could dive over a coffee table.
yeah, a lot of the times, like you're just walking, and all of a sudden you just hear like a baby crying, and
Yeah.
these sounds of something getting cut up and blood, like you just hear blood splatter, and it's just
Or you like walking and your sanity meter is too low and you just shoot yourself in the head.
just randomly, just pow, game over.
Like, what the hell? Like, yeah.
They need to do another survival horror or something.
Yeah, they
Seriously.
tried, but that didn't work out too well. The end
Well,
state,
they partnered with some backstabbers, but
yeah. But at the same point in time, too, they had a lot of internal strife before that. They got them in that scenario. So I don't know. Everybody wants to blame Dennis Dyatt, but at the same point in time, like they weren't themselves because they had to do kind of what Platinum Games is doing right now. They make their own games, then they got to turn around and go make that check game. You know what I mean? They got to make that game for third party here to make that check. Well, they made that game for a third party to turn around and make that check, and they got screwed. And you say what you will about the quality of the X-Men game or whatever, but on the surface, that game probably should have made them money, and it didn't. And that's just, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. And obviously, the publisher is gonna be like, well, we can't pay you anymore because we didn't get any more, and people are still looking for money that's gonna make them able to finish doing the promise parts of Two Human, plus whatever projects they were trying to work on, which is the other part of Eternal Darkness or whatever. They didn't have any money left. So they ended up closing, half the studio or whatever, or closing it all together and starting a new one, and that ran out of money too. So I don't know, man. It was just bad. It was bad all the way around because it was. I would say if that company was their own publisher too, that ship would have been righted, if you will. It would have been corrected, I think. But considering they had to, I won't say they had to answer to anybody else, but they had to basically lean on somebody else for money, and they only get that check once the other part of their deal is done. It's kind of hard to pay the bills before you get to work the first day.
That is
You know what
true.
I mean? It's just one of those things. So and venture capital doesn't work well for video game companies. So there's not a whole bunch of people knocking down your door saying we'll give you a loan for $3.2 million over the next couple of months. That's not happening. So I don't know how you could even get yourself in that scenario anymore. I don't see how programmers or project managers or any of those type of people are ever looking at this industry seriously anymore with regards to having a real career, because you
It
can't.
goes too fast, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't absolutely love this, there's no reason to be here because you're not going to. There's your family might be hungry for a couple of years.
Yeah. Unless you just straight up go indie and hope your
Exactly.
game sells like crazy.
Yeah, or it sells moderately on iOS and you just have in-game purchases because apparently
tough road.
games that only sell like 100,000 copies do well because somebody out of those 100K spends like $5 on stuff, and that's enough to to keep a lot of these people afloat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of messed up. Which actually brings me to my last game that I would actually love to see make a comeback, and this one goes to Andre Game Idea Guy. He put up a vid about Gauntlet. Y'all remember that game?
Oh yes.
Not that BS that came out on PC last year. I'm talking about the real Gauntlet.
Old school.
The one I played on 64.
64, the one that came out on
The arcades.
Yeah, the one that came on the arcades, the one that was on GameCube, the
Yep.
Was it
Dark Legacy, the Dark Legacy. They had like everybody
That's
on
right.
it.
There was a GameCube one.
So that one, and I know it was a Midway game, and Midway had
Squall is a badass. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it was a Midway game, and Midway had the license and all that, but I would actually like to see if somebody can actually do another one, but keep it in the vein of that old school style. Because that game was a hell of a lot of fun, especially 4-player. When you got everybody in, of course, if you have to run from death, that's a problem. But yeah, that was just a fun couch co-op game to play.
Yeah, me personally, I think GameCube is probably gonna be on the list of platforms that you should pick from to go for games that need to be either re-released or they need to come back and make a sequel for. I mean, it kind of exists on PC.
Dreamcast too, but a lot of Dreamcast games got pushed over anyways.
And I think that's kind of why I'm saying GameCube, because GameCube had a lot of the leftovers from Dreamcast, if you will. That's pretty much where Sega went to after Dreamcast for the most part. There were a couple of Xbox projects they did, but the vast majority of everything important that they did that made them money went to GameCube. So
Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah, so you got Skies of Arcadia, Phantasy Star Online. I mean, it exists, but it doesn't exist because their stuff is only exists in Japan right now. And they have no plans to bring it up. Well, they said they have plans to bring it over here, but that was a note from back in 2013. So I don't think it's coming over here.
And nobody could confirm it or not. I remember that.
So the one fan in Gamers at Large, that's me, that wants it to come over here.
You ain't the only one.
What you talking about, son? There's 3 of us right here in this chat.
That game was nice for the local co-op and online multiplayer. I was with it, so I can, and I joke about this all the time, but Phantasy Star was good with the online multiplayer. It was good with it. So it was good with it. So you could play either way. So somebody could drop in and drop out co-op on offline, and then online anybody could drop in or out, which I thought was cool. You just meet them in the lobby or whatever, what have you. You're in there. So I didn't have any. I don't know how do you go from that game didn't really do bad. So I don't know how you go from there to we don't know if we want to release a sequel. Because Universe did okay too, right?
Yeah, Universe did okay.
So, and I know there was mixed reaction to that, and it didn't move to many platforms. It was on PC and 360. I don't think it ever came to PS3, did it?
No. If it did, it was only in Japan. Because
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it over here. I know I don't remember seeing it over here.
Yeah, so it couldn't have done bad. So I don't and they were talking about doing Phantasy Star Zero, Phantasy Star Online Zero. That was supposed to be on the PSP. I don't think that ever came here. I think that was Japan only. But I think that did okay in Japan too. And so the franchise needs some type of representation here. And I don't know how you
PSP doesn't have region lock, right?
No, it doesn't. PSP and DS did not have a region lock.
Yeah, PSP and DS were.
I'm learning Japanese right now how to write and read it. Okay. Continue.
But to be fair, everything's pretty recognizable in Phantasy Star. You can't really Phantasy Star Online anyway. You know exactly what you're looking at when you're playing that game. I was able to play the beta for 360 with no problems whatsoever in Japanese. So,
But you're not normal, Shadow. Whether you like to admit it or not, you're freaking smart.
Nah, I don't know.
Which is weird because Marines aren't supposed to be smart.
Yeah, Jarhead supposed to be completely hit me in the face with absolutely
Yeah,
whatever.
I've proven them wrong multiple times on that, but I mean, I did score the highest in the nation when I took the test back in that time. Higher than college graduates, and I was only 19. So, but yeah, Jared's is stupid.
Yeah, go figure, right? But nah, I can't. I don't. It still bothers me that a lot of those games, like Outtrigger, never got a chance, and it was a pretty fun shooter. It was weird and quirky. I think it needed a second analog stick, but it was fast paced, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of what Splatoon was about because it was score based instead of how many kills do you get. It was like how many high profile shots did you get that counted towards your score, kind of before time ran out, and you got combos for killing people in a row or whatever. So it was kind of score based and time based versus anything else. And you had independent racing games like Vanishing Point, all the fighting games on Dreamcast, obviously, and all the stuff that came to GameCube, Power Stone, Skies of Arcadia, all that kind of stuff. All the Sonic games. They all
Grandia too.
Yeah, Grandia 1 and 2, and 2 Extreme. I guess I don't know what was extra to happen to that, but
I didn't either, because by the time I got around to that one, that's when the Dreamcast had died. It was big in Japan though, so. But that's one of those things where I'm sitting on looking like a series like Grandia. Somebody should bring that back.
Yeah, somebody should bring it back.
Somebody should. I don't care who. At this point, I wouldn't mind if Square Enix brought it back. To be honest, I wouldn't mind. Just keep the fighting engine the way they had it.
Yeah, I don't even care about the story, to be honest with you. Grandia 2 was really good, but what kept me going was, man, them combos, man.
Yeah, that fighting engine, man, dude, when you had, like, when they gave you those anime-based finishing moves, like Sky Dragon Slash and the Demon Horde, dude, and you see the animation for it, I'm like, I would love to see that now. Like, see that done now the way they had it done. And when Grandia 3 came out, and they just basically upgraded the engine where you could do air attacks too. Yeah. Game Arts did a great job on that engine, I have to say. So I don't know why that series died, honestly. I know there were some people complaining about 2 being too dark. I didn't think it was too dark, personally. It seemed fine to me. I mean, it wasn't too over the top. 3's story was garbage, but the fighting engine was awesome, and that's what kept me in it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way about the second Tales of Symphonia game.
Yeah.
The story was kind of I would say it was a little bit more predictable than anything else. But
it was garbage. You can go and say it was garbage.
But that battle engine, though,
the battle engine,
out of the goodness.
Yeah, that's what the battle engine was where it was at. I mean, sometimes that can keep me going in a JRPG. Is the fight engine. If that fight engine is good, then I can still play it. I can just put the game on mute. Play some Tupac and just play, just play the game. So, yeah, that is one of those games, game series I would love to see make a comeback. Grandia and Skies of Arcadia.
Yep, agreed.
Because nothing is like doing space pirate battles. I mean,
what happened to ActRaiser?
I think didn't that studio close down?
I don't remember who it was, but
it was a team in it was I want to say it was one of like Sega's version of EAD, and I want to say they closed down.
But ActRaiser was interesting because their game was on Super Nintendo. No, that was a Super Nintendo. Well, they probably were on Sega as well, but I played ActRaiser 1 and 2 on Super Nintendo.
Because I could have swore that was Sega, but don't quote me because that's a long time ago.
Yeah, like same here. I haven't played that game in over 20 years almost. But I remembered I really enjoyed that game, and it'd be awesome to play how it would be represented in this day and age.
Yeah, I
If
would love
this,
to play
well,
Altered
done
Beast,
correctly,
but
of course.
I would love to
Gotta
play
always throw in
Altered
that
Beast, but
disclaimer.
yeah,
Hmm?
I would love to play Altered Beast, but
Or Bloody Roar.
Yeah,
yeah.
Bloody Roar
What
was.
happened to Aiden?
I don't know what happened to them. I think they might have got absorbed by somebody else at some point.
Oh, because I mean, Bloody Roar is one of my favorite fighters.
Got badass fighting, cool transformations, and anime.
All in
For
one.
Otaku, that's a win all through.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me that was a pretty good fighting game. I definitely had a good time playing that one too that was on GameCube for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
Primal. That one was Primal Fury.
Yeah.
Yep, that was one of my favorite games on the GameCube.
Yeah. Well, last thing before we get out of here, and I just wanted to ask. 'Cause I had a thought about this the other night. I was playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I was playing Subspace Emissary. And you know how we've been talking about like they need to do something with like the amiibos. Remember on Subspace Emissary you had the stickers to upgrade your character or whatever?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do like a download like side scrolling beat 'em up? 'Cause that's pretty much what Subspace Emissary was a side scrolling beat 'em up platformer.
Pretty
And
much.
you use your whatever amiibo you have.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And you can make it you don't have to once again it's another game you don't have to a physical download game you don't have to but you can make it a digital download what because I'd say Subspace Emissary was what about 10 hours so you wouldn't need like a whole it wouldn't be a $60 game. There's no way it would be a $60 game, so you could probably get away with what 30.
It could be it could be a little bit longer depending on what you were doing. So yeah, you could probably. I wouldn't make it any longer than I wouldn't aim for any longer than 20 hours because some people are going to take longer than others.
Yeah, and I just want to fight Taboo with Cloud, Ryu, Roy, and Bayonetta. Yeah, dude, I hate Taboo, man. He was like one of the hardest freaking bosses I ever had to fight.
Well, he was pretty easy to fight once you did so with Sonic, but I had issues fighting with anybody else. Even Link, like I had problems fighting.
I had problems. The only person. Here's how my combo would go when it went with Taboo. I'd have to start off with Ganon to like whittle him. Then I had because he was gonna do that off thing the wing move, which was cheating by the way. Then I had to go with Sonic. Then I'd have to go with Meta Knight, Mario, Luigi, and then I ended off with Link because Link's my best character.
Link is the business. I don't care what nobody
Link
says.
is the default for the most part.
Yeah, so I'd have to get his power down with. I'd start off with Ganon because Ganon's my powerhouse, and Ganon took off a lot of energy to begin with anybody he fought. So that's what I started off with. Meta Knight on Brawl. Let's be real, he was OP.
Yeah, he was.
So, but with Taboo it didn't matter because Taboo had that wing attack move. So it kind of didn't matter. But yeah, I hated fighting Taboo.
The combo breaker of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, because of what they did. Then and I would actually love to fight against him again in a kind of like a game basically built and you can use whatever amiibo you have. In my opinion, that'd probably be the best way to do it. I would love to see somebody try to fight that thing with Toad. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Somebody would try it.
Of course, somebody would.
Yeah,
probably somebody like me.
And they would put it on. They'd have to capture it. They'd have to do a game cap of it.
Yep.
And see how long they last.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, Xenoblade, and I will
Okay.
have.
Should I go with Sephiroth or Squall?
Squall.
Squall. Well, I already could transform into him. I mean, I'm referring to his armor and outfit.
Squall.
Okay.
Um, Squall's just cooler, man. I'm sorry.
And that gunblade is badass.
Yeah.
I already
Squall,
crafted the gunblade, so I might as well just put on the armor too.
just going to go toe to toe. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Because I know like a lot of Nintendo fans have been talking about the whole amiibo. Like there should be a game for it. I'm like, dude, there's a couple of simple, easy things they could probably do just to test the water if they wanted to. And it just hit me when I was playing Brawl like the other day. I'm like, dude, you had to put stickers there to like up your character anyway. So why don't you just take that to the next logical step? You got amiibo, just tap your amiibo, boom, they're in whatever they set up.
I mean, let me tell it though. All they had to do for that was create some DLC for Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
That's literally all they had to do. But I don't think to me that would have been the smartest move because the install base for Nintendo Land at the time was the largest on the platform. So
Yeah. And I will say this. I mean, like I would give them a pass on Nintendo Land because Nintendo just started doing the whole DLC thing, even though they've been doing a bang up job.
Nintendo Land Part 2, hurry up.
Yeah, with online.
Yeah, I was gonna say it needs online. That's one thing I have to agree with some of these individuals. Nintendo Land would be friggin' ridiculously good if it was online,
Yeah.
but it has to be seamlessly done. It can't be no tacked on BS.
Yeah, because I can't stand tagged on freaking online stuff. But yeah, Nintendo Land's actually a whole lot of fun. If anybody ever had a chance to play, it's actually a lot of fun. But if you don't have like a house full, because that's like a party game. So if you don't have a
Yeah,
house full,
that is like the. It's okay by yourself, but with at least two other people, you can have a damn good time.
yeah, you can. And that is going to be our show for tonight, peeps. I know it's kind of random and all over the place. We do apologize for that. Not really. But
no.
Shadow,
Sorry,
do
not
you have
sorry.
anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
No, just stay tuned for the next Shadowcast. It'll be coming soon. I'll send out invites to all those that want to attend and BYOB. And yeah, play games, have fun to impress other people. I'm about to go eat some food and finish the rest of this Corona and play Super Mario 3 World with my kid.
All right, I call it at large. Shep.
Got two videos coming. A short life one, short gaming one, and then I have a live cast coming up. I'm trying to drag a bunch of people in. You're one of them, so we'll see what happens. You've just been voluntold, my friend. That's all.
All right. Me, I'm gonna have a couple vids up. Hopefully, they'll be up by tomorrow. We will not have a midweek show this week. I'm gonna be out of town. I got something. I have a wedding to go to, and we will still have the Sunday episode. So the podcast will be back on Sunday. We're just gonna take the Wednesday off. So we will see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace out.
Peace out, and remember, never turn your back on Behemoth.
Winners don't do drugs.